In previous lecture, we learned about purchase setup in Dynamics system. Now I will tell you about the vendors. We will go through the vendor card. I will tell you all about the settings we need for the vendor. You can find vendors inside system in many different ways. So I have it in my role center. I'm a purchasing agent here, so I have my vendors directly in my role center. I can of course find it in few places in departments. It's in purchasing. You can find it, for example, in lists. You can find it in financial management, in payables. Of course, you can use search to find all the places with vendors. Okay, so let's open from departments. System always opens vendors as a list. Here we have the number, name, and all the fields you want. In choose columns, you can choose necessary fields. System also shows some values in balance or balance due and payments. You can check real online amounts according to each vendor. So you can click on it and system will open vendor ledger entries with all the entries with this value. On the list, you are not able to make any changes into the vendor. All you have to do is click edit or double click vendor. Then card opens. On this you can make anything you want. It's open to be edited. Okay, so in general tab you will find number. If you go to assist button here, you will find numbering series connected with vendors. You saw this in the settings in purchase and payables setup. You can find their vendor numbering series connected with vendors. If you want to use three different numbering series, you can use relationships and connect new numbering series with this one, and you will have both to be chosen. Here we have additionally manually numbering, so if you have it on, system will let you add the number manually. We will use it in a few lessons when we will add new vendor into the system. We have a name with 50 characters available. We have also name second in the system, but this is not available even if you customize this page. Go to fast tabs, general, and customize. They are not visible here. If you want to have them on the list, just ask your Dynamics partner. Okay, so we have 50 characters in name and field connected with name, search name. Any changes that I will do in name will go directly into the search name, but additionally you can change the search name, and let's give it AR for the search name. In this way you will be able to use this field also for searching, not destroying the name. And it has 100 characters available. You can block the vendor. If you use payment, you will block the payments. If you use all, you will block all the documents. If it's blocked and you're trying to prepare, for example, purchase invoice, I will go with new and I will choose my vendor. The system is giving us an error and you will not proceed. Okay. Vendors and edit. You can also use privacy blocked. With this option, system will automatically make blocked all option on the vendor. System is keeping last date modified and some values. We have balance in local currency and balance due, both in local currency. These are drill down amounts, so you can open them and see what's inside. These are also vendor ledger entries, and these fields are also available on the vendor lists, so we have them also here. Edit. On General tab you can also find purchaser code. In this case you can assign your purchasers with specific vendors. This purchaser code will come with this vendor into the document. Of course you can change it there, but here is like a default. Disable search by name. Using this field you can allow users to change the vendor data on the documents. So we have it off. When I try to change something, let's edit this blank. I will choose my vendor. Oh, sorry, this is blocked. I will come back to vendors, edit. Okay, now purchase invoices, edit. Now we can choose it. Okay, now if I change, for example, the name, system automatically disables this change. When this option is on, okay, purchase invoice, I can change everything with the vendor. You can even update the address from here. Okay, let's come back to the card. In address and contact, we have some address information and connection with our contacts. In here, you can connect this vendor card with specific contact or contact employee. So we have Mr. Frank Lee connected with our property management company. Okay, we can close it. On invoicing tab, there are some settings connected with postings. We have VAT registration number and GLN number for electronic documents sending. You can choose different pay-to-vendor numbers that will be used on the invoices, and you can choose prices including VAT option. With this option, when I choose it, system will create the invoices from the gross amount. So I can use purchase invoice. I will choose this vendor. Now if I put some values in the lines, when I put 100, system will calculate net value and VAT value based on this 100. In other case, you can turn this setting off and system will recalculate the amounts. The values here will be the same, but you will find 80 in the line. Of course, this value on the vendor is only default. You can change it anytime you want on the document. Okay, let's close it and come back to our vendors. In posting details, you will find business posting groups. So we have general and VAT posting group. These are connected with the general posting setup and connects the vendor with the domestic export or EU vendors. So when we go with advanced, we will go to general posting setup, where we tell the system how to treat each transaction. Here we have, for example, some purchase accounts here. In VAT, we connect our vendor with some VAT setup. So we have all the VAT possibilities with the domestic vendor, for example. Okay. And the last one, vendor posting group. This is connected with the payables account. Here we can configure connection with our GL accounts. If you use different currency with this vendor, you can connect it here. Of course, this is also the default value. You can change it on the document. Here's the list of our currencies in the system, and you can connect each vendor with it. On Payments tab, you will find Payment Terms Code. Here you can define with days or any different periods some payment terms, and Payment Method Code, and this is connected with data exporting. So if you use electronic banking, this is sometimes connected with electronic data. In receiving, you will find default location code. This is used on documents, so if our vendor is always connected with the same location in our company, you can set this here. Here we have also some planning settings. This will be discussed later in this course. On the right, you will see some fact boxes about the vendor. We have the picture and some statistics. In any of those amounts, you can enter and see details about the entries. You can see vendor history, so we have all the existing invoices, all the posted invoices in the system, so you can directly open it from here, edit, you will see posted invoice. You can put some links or notes to the vendor.